Friends, welcome back to this program again. I have been discussing on the Harappan culture and civilization, and in my first part, I have introduced this culture to you. Now, in the second part, I am going to discuss about the people of the Harappan culture and its origin. In fact, right from its discovery, efforts have been made to understand the people of this culture and the origin of this culture and the civilization. In fact, different theories are existing today. Some of the theories propounded in the early stage of its discovery were barely on the speculations only. But subsequently, some of the scholars have discussed this issue with the help of the archaeological data. Scholars like Sir John Marshall, Sir Mortimer Wheeler, some of the Western scholars strongly believed that the Harappan people came from outside the Indian subcontinent. Probably they came from the west, from the Mesopotamia. And they are the ones responsible for the establishment of the Harappan culture and development of the Harappan civilization in the Indian subcontinent. But as I say that some of the scholars like Amlananda Ghosh, who was the first Director General of the first Indian Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. Now he made some discoveries of the Harappan sites in the Ghaggar area, which is the part of Saraswati in India, and his contemporary Rafiq Mughal in Pakistan. He also started discovering number of sites in the Hakra Basin, which is the part of the Saraswati in Pakistan. And both of them generated a lot of data on the early, or what they called that time, pre-Harappan phases. And they suggested that perhaps the genesis of the Harappan civilization lies in the pre or the early Harappan phase in the Indian subcontinent. Now we have generated so much data over the period. We have excavated many sites and we have a lot of primary archaeological data. Now if you use this data meaningfully, if you interpret this data meaningfully, perhaps we will understand the origin of the Harappan culture and also the development of the Harappan civilization in the Indian subcontinent. Now here I am going to present to you three sets of important evidences. One is of course the archaeological data. A lot of scholars have discussed about this, but nobody has really used this data to understand the genesis of the Harappan culture. The second data that we have generated at the site of Rakhigarhi is the genetic or the DNA data. Now this is very, very important data, scientific data, which is perhaps settling this important issue forever. The third set of data that I have generated is the appearance of the Harappan people. We have done the facial reconstruction of some of the Harappan skeletal remains at the site of Rakhigarhi. And today we can actually show how the Harappan people looked like. So on the basis of these three sets of data, now there is hardly any doubt about the indigenous people who developed the Harappan culture and the Harappan civilization in this part of the world. Now, one by one, in fact, now I will briefly discuss because this data is known, but I will discuss the data from the site of Mehergarh first, which gives us clue about the origin of the Harappan culture in the Indian subcontinent. The site of Mehergarh was excavated by French scholars headed by J.F. Jarij. The site was excavated for nearly 15 or 16 years, and the site has the entire sequence to understand the cultural growth, early cultural growth in the Indian subcontinent. In fact, the excavators have identified 8 different stages of development at the site of Mehergarh. Now, what is the evidence from the site? The earliest culture of the site is, of course, Neolithic, which is subdivided into a ceramic, which is dated to around 7000 or plus 7000 BC, and the other one is the ceramic Neolithic, which starts from 6500 BCE. Now, the ceramic phase is very important because this shows that the local people, they started transforming their lifestyle from hunting gathering to settled way of life. These are the people who began domestication of plant and animal in this part, and the same people, through trial and error, they started introducing number of different basic technologies and sciences required. In the second phase, we see most of the continuities which are introduced in the early phase. But the significant part of the second phase, subphase of the Neolithic, is that for the first time we see the evidence of ceramic or the pottery. Now, this ceramic again is very crude and handmade, not well fired, and this shows that perhaps the same people, they tried to make pottery at the site. Then, if you look at the evidence from different levels, then at some stage the metallurgy was introduced. At some stage, number of Harappan elements were introduced. So this growth was happening from 7000 or maybe plus 7000 BCE up to the beginning of Harappan culture in that part, up to 3500 BC. And then the entire development there, in fact, has transformed into a Harappan culture. And then, one can see, the beginning of the formative stage of the Harappan culture. And then, of course, the Harappan civilization. So this journey is very important. This shows that the local people were, trying to introduce number of different cultural elements. And this is very important because it is clear that nobody has come from outside. Suppose some people had come from outside. Certainly they would have brought with them their material culture here and introduced here. They would not have really wasted their time in developing a new culture. So this data is very, very important to understand the local origin of the Harappan culture. And then, of course, I will take you to the Saraswati basin, in the Ghaggar basin, where we have excavated nearly half a dozen sites, Harappan sites in that part. The first site that was excavated in this part and which has produced a unique evidence about the early Harappan phase was the site of Birana, excavated by the Archaeological Survey of India. And this site of Birana is very, very important to understand the growth from the early Harappan to the phase of the Harappan civilization. Again, same kind of evidence like you have noticed at the site of Mehergarh. Same kind of evidence is found, in fact, at the site of Biran also. Here, firstly, the date of the beginning of the Harappan culture was going back to 6000 BC. In fact, there are a number of dates from the early levels. And here also, particularly in two cultural elements, we can see how, the cultural elements were introduced. And there is a development in that particular cultural element, which is quite evident in that at that particular site. For example, the people, the first settlers at the site of Birana, they started living in very modest structures. They built clusters of circular pit dwellings or circular huts. That is the beginning. In the second stage, of course, they started building overground structures on the ground. And now structures are rectangular or squarish in shape. In the third stage, they have introduced typical Harappan bricks in the ratio of 1:2:3 and subsequently 1:2:4. In the fourth stage, the size of the structures become large. They introduce tandoors in the structures and various other elements required by the storage elements, the cooking elements in the structures. And lastly, the entire development has culminated into the formation of a very well planned city and town. So this growth is very much visible at the site of Birana. Now the world community, archaeological community, was not really easily ready to accept the data from the site of Birana. There were a lot of criticism. They say that perhaps the dates from the site are not reliable because maybe some samples may have been contaminated. Maybe, the stratigraphical excavation was not followed, etc. So what we did in Patna, we did not really react to that, but we responded by excavating, 4 or 5 more sites. I myself excavated the site of Birana, it's the site of Girawad, then the site of Mitatal, and the site of Farmana before I started the excavation at the site of Rakhigarhi. So these 3 sites were ideal candidate to study the growth from the early Harappan to the mature Harappan, because we know we had these phases there. So we have also found the same kind of data as was generated at the site of Birana. The dates of the beginning here also are going back to 6000 or 5500 BC. To be on a safer side, I prefer to place this beginning to around 5500 BC. Thus, by 2600 BC, the Harappans have completed the development in their structural activities. Same evidence is also reported from other sites, particularly in the Ghaggar Basin. Sites like Kunal, Girawat, Farmana, even the site of Rakhigarhi, all the sites have also produced the same kind of evidence as reported from the site of Birana. At all the sites, the beginning is very modest in the form of clusters of pit dwellings, and gradually, the structural activities increase, and by 2600 BC, they have achieved the full-fledged urbanization in this part. also in other parts of the Harappan regions. Similar story also is visible in the ceramic. At all the sites, the ceramic has been properly analyzed, and it is evident that the ceramic in the lowermost levels is handmade and crude, not well finished. And gradually, one can see the refinement in the ceramic technology. And by 2600 BC, full-fledged and advanced technology was achieved by the Harappans. Maybe in case of the pottery from the lowermost levels, it was handmade. At some stage, they have introduced even slow turntables, and at the end, the fast wheel was introduced, and they have made the pottery really beautiful and very attractive at the end of the development. And then, of course, that the advance or the characteristic Harappan pottery continues till the end of the Harappan culture in the Indian subcontinent. We also have the same evidence in other crafts, but just to give a hint, how the Harappan culture was growing, in fact, from the modest beginning to urbanization. These two examples are really enough to discuss about their growth story.